Hello, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful friends. So lovely to be here with you. And the Council of Light is also sharing their greetings to you and their honoring of you and your willingness to show up and your willingness to receive and your willingness to remember more of who you are in truth as a being of light who is already one with an infinite source. And as we bring in the energetic transmission for the realization of oneness, this energetic session is really intended to connect you in a tangible way to the truth of you as the one who is already in integrity with oneness. Is already living, breathing, experiencing themselves as one with Source in a conscious way. So we invite you to also share your own intentions, either in your mind, you can say it out loud, you can type it in the chat. Whatever intentions you have from the heart, what you're choosing for you, what you're claiming for you, what you are calling forth during this time of your journey, of your experience of yourself in this massive rearranging of consciousness that's taking place on the planet. Massive reorganization that's happening in this realm. And there's a way for you, which is one of the reasons I was shown this session was very appropriate for this time. There's a way for you to navigate change where you're anchored in. It's like your energetic weight is being held in other dimensions that are very stable, that are very safe, that are very supportive. So we're not looking to the physical dimension to be that for us. So our energetic weight is literally in front of us, like it's not within us. We're holding our energetic weight out here, which can really generate an experience of ourselves as very unstable, almost literally off balance, off kilter, not centered, not supported, not grounded and stabilized in the truth of who we are. So we'd like to bring in the energetic downloads to support you in aligning with this truth in an energetic way. It's like remembering how to hold your energy deep within your core, within the dimensions that already exist within your beam of light that is you, that are already super stable, super supportive, super balanced and harmonic. So we'd like to invite you, the level of your higher self, to work with the energetic fields and the guides, to energetically bring your reference points for the support, the stability, the safety, the freedom, the balance off of the outer world. Bring all that back into your column of light that is you, pillar of light that is you. You emanate directly from source, the way a ray of light emanates from the sun. That's the metaphor. So we're inviting you in this moment to choose, if you choose, to remember that alignment, that energetic alignment that's far beyond the mind. It's the energetic dance, it's the energetic stance. How you're holding your energy, where you're referencing the balance, the stability, the support, the safety, and maybe the freedom. So just retrieving those in your own unique way, turning your perception, you're looking for it now within your beam of light, within what you are. I'm a beam of light that emanates directly from source. And in that ray of light that is me, within that light, there are various dimensions, various qualities, various resources, infinite supply of everything I require. Support, the stability, the safety, the freedom, the love. It's all here within the beam that I am. It's part of what I am. I'm choosing to access it there. It doesn't exist out here in the world. It's within what I am. It's part of what I am, what I was created as. So through this reorganization into the within, accessing it within you, we're inviting also your identity, how you're referencing your identity of you, to be reinterpreted into this truth. I am this beam of light that emanates directly from source. I have an infinite supply of all things within me. I am that I am. Bring all your reference points, the love of your higher self, bring all your reference points for you off of everything in the outer, the image of you, the expression of you, the picture of you, the physical you, the job, the roles, the definitions. Bring all those reference points for your identity. They're showing me the nurse, the teacher, the whatever your occupation is. That's not who you are. That's what you're expressing as. Very different. This incarnation, you're expressing maybe as a doctor or a nurse in this now moment, or as a teacher, or as a mother, or as a child, or as a spouse. That's not your identity. Your identity is your light. So will you bring all your reference points for your identity back to your light? Because all those other definitions of you bring with them perceptions of limitation. It's not that you can't express as a mother, or as a teacher, or as an accountant, or as a massage therapist, or as a healer. You can express as whatever you desire to express as. It's not who you are. Who you are is the beam of light emanating from infinite source. And as you identify as that, lean your energetic weight into that identity of you through your free will conscious choice, asking your higher self to reorganize your energetic fields appropriately to meet you at that choice. Therefore, it's unconsciously being rewired as well as consciously being chosen. Then that's what you come from energetically. That's the beacon. That's what will begin to reflect in the mirror of your experience of yourself. You as one with source. So take a moment, just ponder, just contemplate, am I identifying as a limited version of me? Or am I identifying as the light that I am? The presence of infinite source love that I am. So we invite it to be rewired energetically, unconsciously, within your energetic fields. If you choose, we're going to support you in that, but it's your higher self doing the work. If that's what you choose. Because we can say it all day long, but until we request our higher self to rewire our energetic fields into that alignment, we haven't really addressed the cause. We haven't addressed the core of why I experience myself as something limited in the outer world. Well, because on some level I've identified energetically as someone who's limited. Because with those definitions of specific roles, those definitions come with all sorts of overlays I see them as energetic grids that we agree to. Those energetic grids contain belief systems, ways of being, agreements that are all unconscious. And as soon as we agree to that identity, we agree to all those things that come along with that identity, which is not a reflection of our infinite nature. It's a limited version. There's nothing wrong with it. None of this is right, wrong, good, or bad. It's just a choice that we're helping to bring into the light. Deep breath in. And now we're also going to work a moment with the Body Devas. So you are not your body. You are the beam of light that emanates from infinite source. Your divine spark is located in the heart of source. It's where you originate from. Your expression is infinite and eternal and vast and lovely. And it contains all divine qualities that you've been cultivating over lifetimes. Take a moment to appreciate that about you. Your beam of light that you are is exquisite. It is miraculous. It is magnificent. You are magnificent. And as you hold this knowing for you, you can reach for it to the degree that you choose. We're now going to look at the Body Deva. The Body Deva emanates from the heart of Gaia, Earth. The Body Deva is a nature spirit of Earth that we partner with to incarnate on Earth. You are not your Body Deva. The physical form is a reflection of the energetic fields of the Body Deva. You are not in charge of the Body Deva's energetic fields. The Body Deva is in charge of its own energetic fields. Will you let it be? Will you let it be? Will you give the Body Deva the nature spirit, the beautiful nature spirit of the fabric of Earth, the nature fabric of Earth? It's part of nature. You let it hold responsibility for itself, its own health, its own vitality, its own remembering of who it is in truth, its own evolution. And you, the soul, partnering with the Body Deva, you hold responsibility for your own evolution and no one else's. We're going to show you how to do that, if you choose it. And since you're with the Body Deva 24/7 while you're incarnated on Earth, at least when you're conscious and awake and not probably in dream time, you might go into other dimensions and do other work or meditation. But for most of the time, 24/7, you're in the energetic and empathic experience of the Body Deva's consciousness and energetic fields, because you're riding together. So take a moment just to ponder that. It's like, okay, if I'm riding with a nature spirit of Earth, because that's my ticket into this realm, I need to partner with the nature spirit of Earth in order to have a physical form to ride in. This Body Deva is amazing. Like, I couldn't incarnate without this Body Deva. And because I'm riding in the body, I'm continually witnessing all the empathic sensations of the body, all the thoughts of the Body Deva, all its own experiences of itself with regard to how it's identifying. So I can actually, if I know that, I can learn how to begin discerning if I'm in integrity with oneness and identifying in oneness, identifying as what I am in truth, Then if my experience is really wonky, not that, okay, Body Deva, what are you doing? What are you choosing? Are you choosing to align with the truth of your oneness with all life? And you can begin to be a guide for the Body Deva to shed the conditioning of separation consciousness. And so for many of you, if you've been attempting to shift something for a really long time that hasn't shifted, what we would say is 99% of the time when this happens, it is not yours. It's either the Body Deva's or something the Body Deva or you are trying to process for another, shift for another. It's not yours. So in this journey back to the experience of ourselves in oneness, which includes all the good things that live there, the connection, the knowing, the love, safety, the support, infinite resources, fully empowered. And free. The knowing of your worth, it's all there. Part of you is already there. We can work in tandem with the Body Deva to help it, to guide it, not choose for it, but to invite it into the same choices we're making, so that our journey can become a symbiotic collaboration of choosing in the direction of unity consciousness, rewiring into unity consciousness, letting go of the grids of separation consciousness that create that sensation, that experience of interference with the truth, with what we know to be true in the depths of our being. So deep breath in. We're going to invite the Body Devas at the level of their higher selves, souls. You can hold a safe space for the body to do this process, to work with the energetic fields and the guides, to energetically locate their reference points for their identity, and to retrieve all the reference points for their identity off of everyone and everything in the outer world, in past incarnations, and anywhere they've placed it outside of their own beam of light that emanates from the heart of Gaia. Body Devas, retrieve all your reference points for your identity, your pivot points, your orientation points. Retrieve all of that, your points of focus. We've placed it externally, maybe in the past or the future. Souls, you can do this step too. Bring all your focus back to the present breath of now, into your divine column of light. Body Devas, bring all that focus back into this moment, out of all other time frames and dimensions where it's not appropriate. Bring it back into all the dimensions you're actually calibrated for, Body Deva. And then equally distribute those identity points, those reference points, those pivot points along your entire divine cosmic loop. Body Deva, your divine spark originates in the heart of Gaia. Gaia's divine spark is in the heart of Source. We invite you to connect to your divine spark in the heart of Gaia and to recognize that's your origination point. And in that divine spark at that level, you're basically Gaia itself. And at Gaia's divine spark level, it's Source. It's at Source level. We originate from Source. Gaia originates from Source. You emanate from Gaia. So it's like a fractal. Your soul riding with you emanates from Source, the same way Gaia does. We're all beings of light from the same source. So from that origination point, inviting you to reference your connection there, where you're connected to all life. You as a soul can do this as well. Teams can do this as well. And inviting the remembering of oneness, connection in its purest form from that reference point. far beyond the mind. So not trying to do this mentally, leaning in energetically. We're going to show you what we mean by that. Leaning in, going deeper within you. Asking your higher self to locate your divine spark and to amplify that connection that's there. It's already there. We don't have to create it. It's there. It's established. It's massive, massive amounts of connection. It just is. It can never not be. Inviting you to remember the next level of oneness that you're ready to remember at this time, the next level of connection. Pure source connection. As you will open and allow, receiving it there in that higher dimension, not receiving it at this level yet, receiving it in this other dimension, not trying to receive it from the physical dimension, not trying to find it in the physical dimension, because it isn't here. It's there. Go there to get it. There you go. Go there to get it. Divine spark, heart of source, Body Deva's divine spark, heart of Gaia. Get it there. Bring all your reference points for connection off of everyone and everything in the outer world and all their dimensions. Get it there. It's like if you found the most purest water spring on earth that was so pure, it was purer than any water you'd ever had. It was so amazing. And it quenched a thirst that you had never found water to quench before. This is that wellspring. Your divine spark. Go there to get it. Every other origination point, like place we try to get it from, that we try to make an origination point, isn't enough. It's never good enough. It's never pure enough. Get it there. Get it in source, in the heart of source, at your divine spark level. And then reflect it, amplify it and reflect it, inviting your higher selves to do this for you. Body Deva's higher selves, same, team, same. Reflect it down through your entire beam of light and back up to the heart of source through your entire divine cosmic loop. Fill yourself up with that knowing of connection, that knowing of oneness that is so pure, so potent, so more than enough. Deep breath in. Inviting you, your body, your teams now to retire, release, return any mechanisms for connection you were trying to use that were workarounds. You don't need them. They may have served you in the past when you were really imbued in separation consciousness, but you're awake enough and aware enough now, you can go straight to source. You can get it there. You can get it at the divine spark level. There's no need for substitutes anymore. You don't need to fit in anymore. Are you willing to let go of the workarounds? Deep breath in, inviting you at the level of your higher self, Body Deva's higher self and teams to return, retire, evolve any mechanisms for connection you were trying to use to get that connection that didn't work, that were disempowering, discordant. Turn the ones that aren't yours back to their right and perfect place, along with all relevant and appropriate energetic information and the responsibility for them, even if they're moms and dads. You don't need them. You don't have to inherit them, and you can't fix it for them. Give it back, send them the information you have. It's their job to shift it for themselves. That's part of their evolution. Don't take that step away from them. Don't rob them of that step in shifting that grid, that mechanism for themselves. It's part of their evolution. It's how they make it up the mountain. You can't do it for them. It's disempowering for you to try. It doesn't work. Giving all that back, sending all the information, retrieving all responsibility for you being connected off of everyone and everything in the outer world, in any other dimension where you gave it away to someone or a guru or a deity. Get it back. You hold the responsibility of you having that connection at the level of your higher self, because then you'll get it for you at your divine spark level. You already know how. You're just remembering. This is about rewiring your energetic fields to access it where it lives, where the wellspring springs from. Doesn't come through another. Never did. Deep breath in. Getting it straight from source. Keep allowing. There's a lot of things that are being returned. And then there's another layer here I'm being shown. I'll look at here in a moment. So for Body Deva, it's about being willing to release the conditioning, really for eons, of various tribes, various cultures, where we were taught to source the connection through a tribe, through a culture, through family, through another, through a loved one, through a child, through a parent, through a priest or a deity outside of us. So inviting you and your body to just take a moment, Body Devas and you and your teams, to just take a moment to contemplate various ways that we may have been in the past trying to source connection outside of ourselves. And are we willing to retire all of those ways of being now? Those grids, literally those old grids of connection. Those grids of connection that function from that paradigm are infused with assumptions of separation from source. In other words, I must be separate from source, so let me get it from this other person. I can't get it directly from source. So that kind of sets us up then to experience ourselves as though we're separate from source. And they also are infused in a variety of ways. And the guides are saying this very lovingly. The Council of Light is stepping forward with so much compassion right now. They're infused with perceptions of disconnection, which basically means on an unconscious level, if I use these grids of the tribe and as a way to be connected to the tribe and source connection from the tribe, it's a way to belong, I'm also choosing all that comes with it, which is all these to perceive myself as separate, to experience myself as though I'm separate from source. And as soon as we agree to that and you use that grid is what's held in our energetic fields that then reflects in the outer world, calls to us that experience. Oh, you're separate from source. Look, it's going to validate out here. It's going to reflect out here. So if we're really, 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 really ready and deeply desire to experience the oneness as our part of what we are, it's like, I know I'm one with source. I'm really ready to experience myself as though I am. I want to experience myself in truth. Then it's about being willing to look at, okay, what is running in my energetic fields or the body's energetic fields that would be reflecting as still, I'm separate. So the separation gets validated, the separation gets reflected. And so the piece I'm looking at right now that they're showing me are these grids that were inherited from humanity, the tribe, the culture. You could say at the level of the DNA to some degree. Some of it's that, some of it's lifetimes ago, where we took this tribal consciousness grid. And again, it's infused with all these different threads. It's like a grid, like a net, like a screen. It's a grid. It's woven with perceptions of disconnection, which is disempowering. It's that same frequency, separation, fear, lack, not enoughness, I don't have. Because if we're not one with source, that's the frequency we don't have. If we're one with an infinite source, all we know is abundance. There's no opposite to that. It's just always having. So deep breath in. And this is where you can step into your free will conscious choice if you choose. Asking your higher self to do this rewiring. We're going to invite the Body Deva to do the same. Team same. Inviting you at the level of your higher self. It's really just about you giving your permission, and then you let the body, higher self, and your higher self do the work in the various dimensions where they can do the work. Okay, so it's not doing this mentally because you're not doing it from this level. You're leaning into your higher aspect of you, giving it permission to rewire you. Just helping you get that gauge of how to hold that energy. Let your higher self hold the responsibility for the rewiring. You hold the responsibility of choosing the rewiring. It's like ordering off a menu. I'm going to have the da-da-da. And then you let it go. Let the kitchen do the work, or the waitress and the workers do the work. So deep breath in. Inviting you at the level of your higher self, Body Deva's higher self and teams, to work with the energetic fields and the guides, to energetically locate any old tribal grids that you were using as a mechanism to try to get the connection and belonging, to fit in, to be part of the tribe. Recognizing that these grids were woven with perceptions of disconnection, frequencies of separation, not having, lack, fear, codependence, not oneness, a lot of discordant vibrations and information. Just in giving it a moment to allow your higher selves, Body Deva's higher selves, to gather all these up, to energetically locate them. And we'd like to show you who you are without them. We'd like to show you and remind you how you function beyond those mechanisms, choices, frequencies of disconnection that aren't yours. They're tribal, cultural, humanities in a way. Survival based, that assume you're separate from source, that you have to struggle. I'd like to show you who you are without that. Beyond it, when you're running your grids of oneness. So inviting your future self to begin sending you appropriate energetic information into the now moment, what we're going to do in a moment, who you are once you've brought in the new oneness grids and connected to your beautiful divine blueprint that is innate to you, and reconnected, brought online those grids of oneness. Who are you as that? There we go. So just bringing in some energetic formulas and downloads to support the Body Deva, especially in going beyond any fears or hesitancy that if it doesn't fit in, it's going to be exiled or killed, or that's part of these grids, Body Deva. That isn't even your fear. It's woven into the grids themselves, those assumptions. Can we show you what we mean by that? That's part of the survival consciousness. That isn't your natural state. So just inviting an upgrade. However much you're ready to upgrade in this moment, Body Deva. There you go. So just having a bit of an energetic conversation now with the Body Devas and the enlightened nature spirits, helping to support the Body Devas in getting a glimpse into their future and why it's okay to let this go. It served us up to a point. But because we're at a certain place in our evolution, we can actually retire the separation consciousness learning. So we'd like to bring in a piece here where we support you and your Body Deva and your teams to review all the lessons you were meant to learn through the experiences of separation and disconnection in all incarnations, in all moments. Just allowing this to occur in another dimension, other dimensions. Review all the lessons you were meant to learn through those experiences and activate the vibration that represents the mastery of that lesson now in the appropriate order, in the appropriate timing, those lessons in the appropriate order, in the appropriate timing, in the appropriate dimensions. And then reflect it to yourself here in the now, getting current with who you are now. So we're just looking at a little bit of hesitancy the Body Deva was having in letting go of some of those grids. Now we're just going to check in and see. So we're going to invite the Body Devas. Because they're of earth, they've been there, done that with regard to nature. They've been the water, the river. They've been the rock, the mountain, the breeze, the clouds, different animal forms, different magical nature spirit, like dragons, fairies, gnomes, creatures we don't have names for, the dolphins, the whales, the elephants. Body Devas have been there, done that. The birds. So we're going to invite the Body Deva to feel into these energetic grids, to feel into, if they were an element of earth, what would they be made of? Maybe it's a few elements, but what's the main one to start with? We'll look at the different layers here. So I'm being shown kind of sticky, gooey. You're going to have your own unique experience with this. What you may see, it's perfect. So what I'm getting is it's like a type of maybe mineral, like oil. Body Deva is like, it's kind of stuck. I'm kind of stuck in it. So Body Deva, you're a nature spirit of earth and you have access to all the resources of earth and you've been minerals in various lifetimes. Can you just take on that form in another dimension, become the mineral? Yeah, there you go. And then just scooch out of it. It doesn't have a hold on you. And then take on whatever animal form you want to now or nature spirit form you want to now. To complete the process, inviting the Body Devas to return, release any energetic grids that aren't of their essence. Transform, evolve in some cases. Any grids that aren't of your essence that are functioning from perceptions of disconnection, disempowerment. Give them back to whoever they belong to, even if it's the tribe, give it back to the tribe's higher self, along with all relevant and appropriate energetic information that's helpful for them. They'll use it to shift themselves at some point when they're ready. We're not going to want for them to shift it. They'll want to when they're ready. Giving it back. Turning it. Good. And then Body Deva, take on in whatever dimensions appropriate for you of earth. Take on whatever animal form or forms to support you in shifting into your next level of expression beyond it. Bringing in now you, your body, your team's soul, you, and then the Body Deva teams, bringing in your own unique grids of oneness that are infused with the vibrations of connection, empowerment, freedom, abundance, love, joy, compassion, integrity, truth, honoring, peace, support, safety, and all the yummy qualities that we know to be of the divine, oneness. They're going to be your unique essence of those qualities. You have your own energetic signature. Bring it in your own energetic signature in your own unique way. That makes it yours, and it makes it in a way that you can use that grid for you to access all of your resources in various dimensions. Body Deva, you're going to use these grids to reconnect to your resources in the various dimensions of Earth. You as a soul are going to use these grids to support you in connecting and knowing your connection to all of your resources in various dimensions that you have access to, which is not resources of Earth. That's the Body Deva's job. You're going to connect to the resources of other realms, which include the more freedom, the more empowerment, the more joy, the more love, the wisdom. And again, this isn't really a mental process. We're using the words to point to what's happening, and there's so much more happening beyond the words as you're choosing in the direction of having the oneness grids, of having the experience of yourself in oneness. And it may just be this desire within you that's, I just want to have what I am. I'm ready to experience myself as what I am in truth. And just sharing from my experience, that was my desire that I rode, and I'm still writing. Things just keep getting better and better and better, and more empowering and more empowering and more true and more free and more abundant. And that's the way. One of the qualities you've cultivated over various lifetimes is the quality of perseverance. And you need that perseverance to move through all the illusions and layers of separation. And you're doing it. Just take a moment to share that gratitude with yourself. As I watch these grids now come fully online, the grids of oneness, reflecting it onto all your mechanisms used to function in this realm. And are you willing to release and uncreate anything that's not allowing that for you? Any stories, judgments, conclusions of disconnection, of separation? Are you willing to release all the meaning you'd given that? Anywhere you're still giving power to the illusion of separation, are you willing to release and uncreate that? Anywhere, and that includes anywhere you're giving power to a story that you're not safe, that you're not supported, that you're not loved, that you're not free, that you're not already whole and one with source. Are you willing to release those conclusions, those declarations, those agreements? Deep breath in, and whatever doesn't allow that, we release and uncreate that. Good. Okay, so now next layer. Inviting a little bit of a shakeout reboot here, update all grids, all reference points, and maybe a soft reboot. So there's one more layer. Okay. So I'm being shown little nuggets of like little balls of energy. If you could think of like lint on a shirt, little pieces that are stuck in the energetic fields that represent perceptions of separation, disconnection. And they're saying, the guides are saying, they are not yours. Now they're saying to the Body Deva, Body Deva, they are not yours. So it's like perceptions of disconnection that we tried to shift for someone else, or that they gave us to shift for them, that got stuck as we walked about in our journey in our energetic fields. So if you choose, the remedy for this is to return those little nuggets back to where they came from. Your higher self knows where that is, along with all the appropriate and relevant information you have for that being or entity. It could be a group, it could be an organization, something we don't have names for, like I'm being shown collective of some kind. They're saying it was accumulated through lifetimes. These were accumulated perceptions of separation that aren't yours, but they're just, again, clinging in your energetic fields. So we're going to invite you at the level of your higher self, as you choose, Body Deva's higher self and teams, to work with the energetic fields and the guides to gather up all these little nuggets, maybe little bundles in some cases, of perceptions of separation and disconnection, maybe even a story of perception that's coming from that. I'm not one with source, I'm separate. Any of that that's not of your essence, meaning it's not yours, inviting you at the level of your higher self to work with the energetic fields and the guides to return, to gather up and return all of these nuggets, all of these bundles, any remaining overlays, which kind of look like grids, but they're really more overlays that was placed on you by a parent or someone, returning all that back to its right and perfect place, the level of their higher self where they have the capacity to receive it. Even if it's a group, they have a higher self too, give it back. Could be a religious group. They're saying yes, give it back, along with all relevant and appropriate energetic information that you have for them. Don't have to know what it is on a conscious level, your higher self knows. Returning all those perceptions of separation, disconnection, anything that's vibrating at that frequency of separation that isn't yours. Returning all responsibility for shifting it back to them. Not your responsibility to shift it. You can't shift someone else's stuff for them. You can't digest someone else's stuff for them. Give it back. And inviting a little tweaking here as you're willing to update all your paradigms of healing that you might be running from separation consciousness, where you were trying to shift stuff for others. Just doing that appropriately, graduating out of the old paradigms of healing that function from an assumption of separation. Because if we're trying to shift something for someone else, there's an assumption there that they can't shift it for themselves, which is the same as saying you're not one with source. Let me try to shift it for you as your source, like we try to be source for them. It's not conscious, it's happening on an unconscious level, but it's something that was agreed to in the past as a healer, that we would try to shift other people's stuff for them. So if you're willing, you can invite your higher self to upgrade all the different templates you're running, paradigms of healing you're running that function from oneness, knowing I am whole and one with source and so are they. And I would never disempower them by trying to shift their stuff for them, because they are fully capable and empowered of shifting it for themselves. And in fact, that's a step in their evolutionary process. I wouldn't rob them of that. I wouldn't even dream of robbing them of that step. There you go. Deep breath in. giving all the nuggets back, sending information, returning all responsibility. And then the other piece here is, in the old paradigm, we wanted for others to be healed. We wanted for them to be happier, to be more safe, to know their connection. As soon as we wanted for them to know their connection to source, we put our energetic fabric on them, try to give them our energetic fabric of connection. And then energetically, unconsciously, we took responsibility for them being connected, which isn't our job. Give that responsibility back to them at the level of their higher self, inviting you, your body, your teams to work with the energetic fields and the guides at the level of your higher self to return all responsibility you're holding for another being's knowing of its own connection, experience of its own connection. Give it back, not your job. Any responsibility you're holding in any way for any other being, give it back. Let them hold it at the level of their higher self. Send all the energetic information you have for them. Then gently retrieve the level of your higher self, Body Deva's higher self, retrieve all your energetic fabric off of them that we placed on them, thinking it would help them. Your grids of connection, your grids of oneness, your grids of empowerment, your grids of wanting and desire and control and creativity that you try to use on them to help them be more connected or healed or empowered or whatever it was. Retrieve all those energetic grids off of them. That's your energetic fabric. It's of your essence. It only works for you. Energetic fabric of support, retrieve that, only works for you. Clean it, because you want to clear all their empathic sensations off of it. Clean it, recalibrate it for your current level of consciousness, reweave it in your own energetic fields. And again, the higher self is doing this work. We're helping give voice to the steps. While we simultaneously guide the higher self in other dimensions to do this work. It's a beautiful collaboration. As you, in this dimension, choose through your conscious free will and choice to say, yes, higher self, I choose that, or not. It's a beautiful collaboration. And you can take a moment to just celebrate that you're conscious enough to do it this way. It's so much more efficient. It's so much more empowering than waiting till your end of life review to do all this work and then coming back and doing a whole life again and then doing only the work, this kind of work in your end of life review. It's so much slower. We get to do it in real time. So lovely. So taking a moment to celebrate how far you've come, the level of mastery you actually hold that you maybe haven't been acknowledging. Deep breath in, inviting a balancing and stabilizing of all your energetic fields. Updating all your grids, your reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived. And we'll take a look and see, welcome your feedback, see if there's any other layers here that around the connection piece, which is all about oneness. So we're going to kind of go from this angle. And if you're kind of in an altered state, that's fine, because that's very normal. When this work happens, your energy diverts into your energetic fields. So you may be in a bit of an altered state or zoned out. You can always go back and listen to the recording later, and you'll get a deeper level. You'll get another layer of this as a multi-dimensional recording transmission. So how do you want to, give me a moment. Okay, so you as a soul, most of you probably have meditated or do meditate. If you don't, that's okay. You might even just think of a time you zoned out when you were staring at the lake or the fire. When you're meditating and you connect to other dimensions, you're going deeper within you to connect into other dimensions that you have access to as a soul. Contemplate whether or not you have already had those experiences that it's like the knowing of oneness, the knowing of connection in these other dimensions. And we're going to invite you at the level of your higher self to connect to a dimension in this now moment where you feel super connected and one with source. Because there's a part of you already there in another dimension. Inviting your higher self to locate that and amplify it there. That knowing of oneness, that knowing of connection. And there's so much more there. There's a love, there's a freedom, there's a stability and empowerment. It's like flow, it's freedom, peace. It's like so much there with oneness. It's really all encompassing. Inviting your higher self to continue to amplify it there. And inviting you at the level of your higher self to work with this aspect of you in this other dimension, to fully receive it there, opening your energetic receptors to receive it in that other dimension. More. 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 Good. Balance and stabilize. Update all grids, all reference points, you as a soul. Now we're going to invite the Body Deva, just be in that experienced soul. We're going to work with Body Deva now for a moment. Body Deva at the level of your higher self, inviting you to connect to a dimension of earth. In your column of light, you're going to go through your column of light, down into the divine spark, connect to the nature fabric of oneness. Locate that energetic dimension of earth where you know you're part of that nature fabric of oneness, of Gaia. You're a thread in the tapestry, so to speak. It's part of what you are. Inviting you to remember in this other dimension of earth where you're already in the knowing of this oneness with the nature fabric, and you may take on a specific animal form to support you in remembering that energetic stance, how to hold your energy as that, how you run your energy as that, from the knowing of that oneness. It already is. Receive it in that other dimension. Open your receptors, Body Deva. You have mastery of receiving, Body Deva. Releasing any layers that aren't allowing that for you, that are mom or dad's. Anywhere we're ashamed to receive. Let that go. That's not yours. Give it back. Sending appropriate energetic information, returning it, returning all responsibility for it, the level of their higher self. Good. Then in this other dimension, in the knowing of your oneness with the nature fabric of Gaia, open your receptors. Receive it there. Amplify it there. Receive it more, more, more. 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 Good. Balance and stabilize. Update all grids, all reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived. Letting this integrate. It's moving into this state of allowing. Shake out, reboot. Syncing up all your grids appropriately, recalibrating appropriately for the higher vibration, for the greater knowing of connection, so you can stabilize it, maintain and sustain it. Recalibrating appropriately all systems, components, and levels of your being, the electromagnetics, and all systems, components, and levels of your being, you, body, and teams. Recalibrating the microbes for a higher vibration. Reweaving your roots appropriately, maybe a little deeper, Body Deva. A little stronger, a little deeper. Hold your energetic weight in your roots a little more. The strength, the courage, the empowerment. Activate it in your roots. Ground more, Body Deva, into Gaia. Good. Body Deva is your anchor point as a soul. We couldn't incarnate here without the Body Deva. You just share gratitude for your Body Deva. Thank you so much for agreeing to partner with me, for sharing this journey with me. I'm so grateful. I couldn't do this level of work without you. I couldn't accelerate my evolution in this way without you. Deep breath in. Beautiful. Yes. Are we feeling more connected? Maybe just a little spacey right now, but inviting that to integrate and to become a tangible, may it reflect in a tangible way for you in the days and weeks to come. And you are welcome to re-listen, revisit this recording as many times as you desire. So grateful for those of you who joined us live, but we will upload this to our YouTube channel later on this evening, so it'll be there. And that is the Omaji Andaria YouTube channel. So there is a line of energy here they're showing me for those of you who want to go deeper with this work. There's a few lines of energy that we have available that you can feel into, whether it's yours to be, do, and have. One of those is we're offering a 7-day immersion over the equinox. It's only a month away. I can't believe it's already here. It's September 18th through the 24th. And so you can feel into whether or not you'd like to join us in person in Mount Shasta, California for Remembering Heaven on Earth, which is all about the realization of oneness and living as a being who's one with an infinite source, remembering how to function as that, those ways of being, how to hold our energy. We will be diving deep, they're saying. It'll be potent and intense, but so worth it. When we do a 7-day immersion, it's very much an incubator of energy that we marinate in for those 7 days. It's beyond the 7 days. It's the moment you sign up and it continues beyond the immersion itself, but it's this container that you're held in that is woven with these vibrations of remembering who we are as one with source, transcending, letting go, the separation consciousness. So if that resonates for you, we welcome your presence either through the recordings. There is that option to attend through the recordings or in person. We still have a few spots left. If you want to join us, it will be a very intimate gathering. I would say no more than 8 people. So feel into it. I will say also that this is the last immersion of its kind. They've been saying that consistently. The Council of Light is showing me everything is transforming with regard to embracing the infinite and our offerings. And so that is no exception. This will be the last immersion of its kind. So feel into whether or not you're being guided to be there, to participate, to be part of that circle and that collaboration. We will be also spending time in nature in the in-person aspect, and then we'll have time in session every day. So it'll be anywhere from a 3-hour session day to 5.5-hour session day, depending on the day and what I'm shown. I always just follow the guidance and what wishes to occur. So the recording aspect will just be of the sessions themselves. So our excursions in nature won't be a part of that for the virtual folks, but I will upload the recordings every night for those of you who wish to receive that way. And then there's still energy moving, so we're just allowing that. There is also another recording on our YouTube channel that connects you to the energies of the immersion called Allowing Heaven as a Possibility, that you may wish to connect to that to help you as well. And you can always invite your future self beyond the time of the immersion, as if you went, to send you information regarding it, whether or not it's for you. Who am I if I do it? How much will I benefit? And then if it's a yes, let your higher self create the way for it to happen. And you can invite your Body Deva to collaborate on that as well, because the Body Deva is the one who has accesses to all the resources of this realm. So beautiful. The other thing we want to mention when we talk about kind of the reorganization of things, there's a lot changing on the planet. The energies of embracing the infinite are evolving, and that is the umbrella that I share, the platform I share from. In that it's being all elevated to share from a different place, to go deeper, to be a little more focused on this oneness piece and remembering your mastery. It's literally this idea of shedding the layers of forgetfulness and anything you're running that isn't yours, that's in the way of you perceiving yourself as you truly are. So we're going to be more focused in that intention. And so our private sessions are also evolving. And I'm actually just preparing to send out an email to my email list to let everybody know this, that our private sessions will no longer be available to book one at a time after August 28th. We're actually going to be offering 6 or more private transformation intensive package. The reason for that is for us to be able to go deep and to support in, it's like a ride we take where we go up, 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 up in vibration. Then we help you sustain, sustain, sustain so that you can hold it. It's not like you go up and you come back down. The 6 weeks allows for that. And the same with the 7-day immersion. It allows us to elevate and then help you anchor it, help you, we can see any layers that come up where you would go kind of fade back into old habits or old frequencies. And so 6 sessions is going to be the minimum that we offer moving forward after the 28th. And it'll be at a different price point as well. So just be aware of that. It's just really to share information, to be as transparent as possible. We are still offering the option to sign up for a private session at the current offering on our website. If you can do that, it'll be available through the 28th of August. And after that, we're going to retire it. So just to let you know, that's one of the changes occurring. The other change is we recently retired our Expanding New Ways of Being group, which has been over a 3-year journey with that beautiful energy and forum, really, to share, simply because I was shown it was time for a new offering that was going to be structured a bit differently. And so that information will be shared on our email list the first part of September, but I will share it's going to be intense and potent. And it's a 6-month container that we're offering as a group. Way to work with us in a group setting. And it's the same idea. We're going to go deep, we're going to go slow, and then we're going to support you in staying, maintaining that higher octave. And they're showing me with the 6-month group, we're going to do this a few times. Bring it up, level off, bring it up, level off. It feels lovely, and it truly feels like the work that I came here to do, which is, it's like more potent. It goes deeper. And the other aspect of this is it's what's being invited at this time by you all. It's like, we want to go deeper. We want more. So this is the expression of that more. So I'm looking forward to all that we're doing moving forward to support the evolution of consciousness. And you're welcome to ride these waves with us in ways that are empowering and honoring if it resonates for you. And feel free to contact us if you have any questions or to learn more about any of our offerings. Our YouTube channel is also a great resource for recordings that we have developed to support you in various kind of aspects of the reweaving, the reorganizing of your energetic fields into a higher octave. And it's also there to support the Body Deva in doing the same. So you can begin to collaborate in an empowered way more and more with the Body Deva, which accelerates the transformation of your experience here, because the reflection includes not only the reflection of your energetic fields, but also the Body Devas. So we welcome any feedback that you have. Feel free to email us. We look forward to connecting with you all again very soon. And may you continue to choose your evolution and expansion in conscious ways that honor your journey. Much love.